1974. This has included stints at Weymouth, Cheltenham, Newport, before returning to Barry. And in fact, the Weymouth chairman sent us a lovely note. I remember Mickey. He was a tall defender from Wales and stayed in the club's flats outside the train station, if I could recall correctly. Please pass on my sincere regards and congratulations to becoming a Barry Town Hall of Famer. For those who don't know, that man is Mike Cosslett. In March 1980, he scored his debut Southern League goal in a 5-0 win over Wellingborough Town and was named Barry Town's Welsh League Player of the Season in 1981. Returned to the club in 82-83 and played in the two Swansea City ties that are now so famous. And has played obviously for numerous clubs around Wales and indeed around the non-league scene. And also obviously had a time of Merthyr as well. Mike has later signed for Aberystwyth and coincidentally in his debut scored 2 goals past the Barry side of the day, which ultimately resulted in Richie Morgan's reign as manager ending and being replaced by Mel Donovan. Mike actually went on to manage the Barry team, the Barry District League team actually, when Barry SC was forced to play in Worcester during the 92-93 season, and that team ultimately finished up as champions. When I first started as manager back in 2007, I was told by the chairman, he wouldn't be called the chairman at the moment, that Mike Cosslett would be coming up to see me. Now, as a relatively young manager, I didn't have a bloody clue who Mike Cosslett was. And I'm sure as hell he didn't know who the hell Gavin Chesterfield was. But from the moment he walked in, tanned, shorts on, socks on, carrying his keys and phone in his hand that he stores on the seat of his car, or the well of his car, even though that was in the midst of winter, it was nice to meet him. And anyway, for the next hour we proceeded to drive all around Barry. And he showed me all the different training venues and all the natural resources, such as the beach that was available. And I knew even at this stage he was maybe slightly wary of me as a young clipboard manager, as he calls me. But I knew at this stage I could work with him, and since that day I just can't describe how he's helped me. I can't describe what he does for me, and I certainly wouldn't be able to do the job today without him. Whenever I need a helping hand, both on and off the field of play, Mike's there, dependable as always. And as a manager, you need people around you who you trust, and I'm very fortunate that I've got these people around me. More than most, made it clear to me what this club is about, what it stands for, how to conduct yourself in a Barry Town way. And we've already heard people eulogise about Mike's commitment and passion and knowledge about football, but for me a man is defined by everything else that he brings. His humanistic qualities are legendary, and I know that just from my experience, Hannah and I regard the Coslets as our second family. I've asked some of the players for a few quotations, and Josh Bell, who's known Mike since he was 8, said this: I used to play against Mike's unbeatable youth team for many years. After every game against them, I'd linger around, hoping that I would attract Mike's attention. I did this for 6 years. After I had a 2-year spell at Bristol Rovers, I rejoined Barry Town under the stewardship of Mike and Phil Leach. Mike's been an important figure in my development. He's an excellent coach and has always been there for me, whether at the end of the phone or at the house for a cup of tea. Without Mike, I would not be the player I am today, and I'd like to thank him for all he's done for me on behalf of my family, myself and the team. The guy really is a legend.